Hi, in this video, we are going to do the last part of this Linux manual, how to compress files and directories, archiving files. So we'll start with this here that says log into the server and you want to move over to this directory. And we'll start by backing up this directory. Okay, so I have a couple of windows open here. So we are in this Linux labs. And if you look here, I have a folder called lab 7. So we'll go over to the folder and I have a couple of files in here. We're going to try and see how to archive this folder. So the first thing to do is to make a backup. It says we'll start by making a backup of the files using rsync. It gives you some details about rsync with some flags. rsync -u will skip any files that are newer in the destination directory. That would be important, right? So when you are backing up to a folder, you don't want to overwrite some of the newer files. V is the verbose command, which explains what is being done. -r is copying recursively. We've seen -r before. So what we're doing here is rsync -uvr dot, which means we are currently in the folder that we are in. And this is the destination location. So we are in the lab 7 folder and we want to copy everything to one directory up to a lab 7 backup folder. So if we use this command exactly the way it is, on the right hand side you would type in rsync -uvr space dot space dot dot backslash lab 7 backup. So what it's going to do is it is going to take everything from here, from the current folder, and put it into a backup folder. Okay, so it's this incremental file list, create a directory, and put it up there. So now if you do dot dot, we go up one folder. And if you do ll, you see we have a lab 7 backup, which it just created. So if you do that, lab 7b asterisk, it'll take you to that folder and you see I have those two files that I had here before. Okay, so make sure you have a backup. That's how you create that backup. Okay, now that I have a backup, I'm going to leave the backup alone and I'm going to go back to that other folder, which is lab 7. And we're going to see how to create a tar file of this folder. Okay. So if you look here, creating tar files is essentially compressing it. It's like the zip file, right? It's a great way to compress our programs. And then if you have multiple files, you want to create a tar file to upload or send as an email to your instructor. So tar -cvf is the usage, archive name, the name of the tar file, .tar, and then whatever files you want to compress. Now, if you want to compress a whole folder, right, which is what we want to do. If we want to compress a whole folder, you make sure you are in the right folder, and which means you should be, if you want to tar everything in lab 7 folder, you want to be up one folder. So go up one folder. Now if you do ll, I have my lab 7 folder. I want to tar that whole folder. Okay, so then you do tar -cvf space lab7.tar, the name of the tar file, and the folder you want to tar, like that. And when it says that, you know it created a tar file, lab7.tar, and it added your files to it. Okay, so the thing that we did was you don't want to be in the folder you're trying to tar. If you want to tar these files in this lab 7 folder, you want to be up one folder. And then you run your tar command. So tar -cvf, the name of the tar file, followed by the name of the folder. Then you absolutely must make sure that your tar file got done the right way. Never skip this step. You want to make sure that you unpack it and that you check and make sure that your tar file has the files that you want. Also, never unpack it in the same folder. So if I do it here, it is going to put it all in the same folder. It's going to unpack the Lab 7 folder. I already have a Lab 7 folder, and it's going to put it in there. So don't do that. Make dir unpack. Okay. CD to unpack. I'm in this step here. It's a CD to unpack. And you're going to do tar minus xvf space. The tar file is up one folder, remember? So dot dot slash lab7 dot tar. And that's it. That'll unpack the file here. So if you do ll, here's the lab 7 folder. So you cd to lab 7, and here are my files. So that's how you unpack a tar file. And now I know that the two files are there in my tar file. And then I can send the tar file. I can remove this unpack folder because I know that everything is good. So you go up 2 folders, like that, a space after CD. And so now if you look here, let me clear the screen. I can remove my unpack folder because I know my lab7.tar file is good. So remove minus R, unpack minus R, so it will remove everything inside of that. Otherwise it will say that I have files in there and it cannot remove it. So my unpack folder is gone. Keep your backup for whatever you need. And then now you can send this tar file. The tar file has both the files inside of my lab7 folder. So that's how you tar, you compress, and you unpack.